I've been frolicking around ever since getting back from our 3-month road trip. Coming back home has not been easy. It's been an extenuatingly exhausting time as I've been sitting in an energy of just being unsure with myself, with my surroundings, and being in a new place. Just sets off my energy field like no other as we emptied our home into a condo as our home is being listed currently, and we wanted to set it up nicely for showings while we were gone. So we came back to our condo, and before leaving we hadn't even unpacked fully yet, so I'm working on not just settling in but unpacking. And it's just been an exhausting time, but it is to be expected, and I think we will be okay within well, we're more than okay. First of all, we're always okay, but um, I think within the mental and energetic scope of things, things will settle down within the next few days, and I'm able to get back into a projected schedule of commonality that I've lost within the 3 to 4 months of traveling, which is kind of hard to perceive what a projected schedule even means because we're here for 2 months and then we're off to Asia after this. I'm just being shifted and pushed towards my mission work, and that encompasses a lot of uncertainties in regards to belonging, in regards to the physicality of things, in regards to the way Source has chosen to unravel and open up all of the chess pieces in front of me in regards to the path that has been laid out in front of me that I have to walk, that within any moment in time I can't really see clearly the step ahead of the next step. And within the mental scope of things, I like to know and plan ahead, and seeing as that the ascension is incoming and I've come to a full realization of it, the future is so uncertain for a collective that is sitting in the dark of the incoming energies. And coming into a realization of that, or being one of the first fractaled souls to come into the realization of how prospectively uncertain the physicality of things will be, um, has been hard to grasp, especially as life shifts on, life moves on, life is kind of like at a standstill for me, but kind of as progresses as normalcy, as normal as it gets for other people around me and for the world in general. But as the darkness begins to rise all around, as you've noticed, the investigation into Doge has unsurfaced some clues for an entire collective to shift through. You will begin to see an essence of the light come through like you've never seen before. The people on the public stage that you've doubted before, that you were unsure of before, you will be more sure than ever that they are working for God, for God's consciousness, to bring about the change that is needed within our collective to expose the darkness for what it truly is. The people that you've been sure of before, that you trusted with all of your heart, all of your soul, all of your mind within the public scope, you will come into a realization of the darkness that they have been for all of this time. So as your reality field begins to topple upside down, as the pyramid scheme begins that you're so used to begins to unravel in front of your eyes, for you to shift through, for you to come into a realization of, for you to not notice, for you to not come to a realization of, you will begin to go through your own journey as well, moving forward, as the times to come before the end of this year will be a great shift in energetic frequency within our society scope, within this world scope of the world stage that you're so used to existing in. And as you begin to question your reality, you will come to terms with all that you've been shifting through. You'll question things like you've never questioned things before, but you'll know that this is just a reality and all of us are going through it, and that God is here for us and not against us, and that we have to traverse through the darkness to get onto the other side of the rainbow, where we can perceive that things are okay, where we can feel that things have never not been okay, where we can shift into the consciousness of the unity consciousness, that all of this darkness is about to shift us as an entire collective through and back onto the other side of hope, of forgiveness, lost to the tranquilizing essence of the darkness that has been in control of our reality field for far too long. And as you may get confused, as you may not be updated on the ascension that is to come, I'm here to tell you that our collective consciousness is going through an uprise in the frequency that we inherently sit in. And Gaia, the planet that we live on, the earth has a soul, and her name is Gaia. She has decided to uplift our entire humanity field into a higher dimensional frequency, and we must go along with it, regardless of who you are, where you live, where on the darkness and brightness scale you reside in. The elites of this world, the oligarchs of this world, the oligarchy schemes and the systems of this world are suffering right now so deeply. So tranquilizing is the energy of the brightness that is incoming into our atmosphere, as Yeshua anchored down a light so bright that has begun to funnel down into the distortion field that is Gaia, to lift her up and all of her inhabitants up into a next level of frequency, of a distortion field of a higher level frequency. And as we do so, the darkness that has been a hold of our humanity, of our societal structures, the darkness that has been residing at the very top of the pyramid in secrecy, in the delusional beings that they are, in control of our entire societal field, is beginning to unravel in front of your eyes, for you to come to the realization that they've been there this whole entire time. That you've been living in perceived peace, that you've been living in a non-distorted field, in recognition of all that they have never been, as you've never noticed a darkness so dark prior to this year, maybe prior to last year if you haven't awakened yet. But the generalization within the air, within the energetic scope of the frequency, within the community that we live in, within the world scope of the societal structures that we come from and that we belong to, is that something's not right. Something needs to change. Something is controlling us as a whole, as a societal field, and we will all begin to see it rise up as the light begins to funnel in, as the darkness has no place to sit anymore, to leach onto our energetic fields, to drink onto the fluid, onto the fields within Gaia's core. As light begins to funnel into her core, she will begin to raise her frequency from that of the two-dimensional and three-dimensional frequency into the four-dimensional frequency, as we release of the two-dimensional frequency that they reside in, and eventually of the three-dimensional frequency that we reside in, as we up-level our consciousness in our entirety into the fourth dimensional frequency, and eventually into the fifth dimensional frequency, as we anchor in this ascension. And as I've been blabbing on for too long, I urge you to hop onto my YouTube and check out my videos there. They're a little bit long, but as you're going through your day, if you have an extra 40 minutes to shed of some distortions that you've been living through as you question your reality fields, it'll be very helpful for your mental scope, for the perception of things to come into the realization of what's really happening on a deeper level of an energetic frequency, as I've gone into explanations on YouTube. And I'll be uploading a video a day moving forward, as I promise to make this content to break down and deliver the truth of a reality field of distortions that we've been living in, that we've been living through. Just hold on to the hope that all of this is leading somewhere into the brightest light that you've ever been able to encompass and perceive to be real. And the darkness right now is just fighting for their right to exist within a societal field of the light that it has been in control of for far too long. And as the oligarchies begin to show themselves for who they really are, you will begin to see them for what they really truly are. Exciting times are ahead.